Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. In case this is your first time, my name is Vern, and this is Fixing My Faith. Well, today we're heading over to Denmark, and we're not going there for the scenery today, but for something that's brewing in Parliament. Jehovah's Witnesses, they're once again under the microscope, and this time by the government ministers. They're asking some very pointed questions, but let's just watch a small commercial of where I live and what it's like to be an exjw, to get out of the cult, free your mind, free your spirit. This is what happens every day to me. Here it is. Welcome back. It's beautiful out here where we live, and we're really thankful to be here. Now, just getting back to what we're talking about, I want to give you a little background on what's going on in Denmark. Jehovah's Witnesses, they're recognized officially as a religious group in Denmark with about 15,000 members. And however, increasing concern has led members of the Danish Parliament to request formal responses from the government ministries, and focuses on whether internal practices violate human rights or Danish laws, especially regarding children shunning and the internal judicial systems. Now, some of the key documents, and we're going to take a look at this just after I get through this part. If you stick on, I'm going to show you the receipts, the key documents, and you can really see this for yourself. And of course, everything's in our descriptions below, so you can always refer to them. But some of the key documents, question number 44, has the government been in dialogue with Jehovah's Witnesses regarding the oversight? The response from the ministry, Morten Dahlin, he says yes, the dialogue has begun, and the religious group has been contacted in relation to oversight proceedings. And this is part of an official supervisory case, possibly connected to financial or organizational practices. And from my standpoint, what I think, this just isn't an inquiry, this is oversight in action. Denmark's treating Jehovah's Witnesses like an institution that might need some regulation. So this is going to be interesting, folks. Now, question 45, that's one of the next questions. It's how many criminal reports have been filed either by or against Jehovah's Witnesses. That'll be interesting. Just to pull that up. Now, the ministry is compiling data. This is a significant move, implying that law enforcement is aware of potential issues, possibly involving child abuse, coercion, or other criminal acts. And when I think about this, this line of questioning tells us something isn't sitting right. Denmark's not turning a blind eye like so many other countries do. They're going to take this serious, just like Norway has done. And Norway's not finished yet, folks. We're still waiting for the child ministry's reply to see what they say if they want to take this to the Supreme Court. There has been a lot of pressure from the bar, a legal association in Denmark, for them to take this to the Supreme Court. Now, 4 months ago, we ran a video on Denmark, and we talked about this. They were under this scrutiny of the government for their elders book, their secret elders meetings, judicial meetings. Well, here's what it says. Do Jehovah's Witnesses run a parallel justice system? The Danish justice minister acknowledged concerns about the internal judicial committees. So they're concerned how they're being run and so forth. Are they fair? The state is assessing whether such practices undermine individual rights, especially concerning disfellowshipping and children's welfare. I think they're finally asking the hard questions. When a group handles its own trials, enforces exile from families, is that still religious freedom? Or is this psychological, emotional control? Well, you tell me. I experienced disfellowshipping, so I know what it is. Now, what does this all mean? Denmark is walking the fine line between religious freedom and protecting citizens. It's quite simple. But it's very complicated. Now, the core concern is whether the Watchtower system violates national values, especially regarding a child's rights, social isolation, and accountability. And other countries like Norway and Belgium are already dealing with similar investigations. So this is kind of a call to action for us exjws. We're seeing a shift. Governments are finally starting to ask what many of us exjws have been warning about for years. So these are the early steps, but they matter. These steps, they do matter. This is all necessary. And if you're in Denmark or anywhere, make your voice count. The tide is turning. This organization is being held accountable for the injustices that it has done all these years. So stick with us, folks. This isn't finished yet. What's going on here in Denmark. Just a little history there. As of 2024, Jehovah's Witnesses in Denmark reported approximately 14,667 members. So across 173 congregations. And it serves a population of about 5.9 million people. So they have, one Jehovah's Witness per 409 residents. It's similar to what we have up here in Canada. So there's a lot going on now. If you want to stick with me, I'm going to show you the receipts. We're going to go to another screen here, and these are some of the things that they're being questioned for. There's 3 pages of stuff. These links will all be in the descriptions. Jehovah's Witnesses in relation to reporting child abuse. The next one, questions from the ministry about supervisory case against a religious community. Questions of Jehovah's Witnesses regarding criminal acts, members of their community. Like, they're going after them for everything. The next one is blood cards. They want to know about all this blood cards. That's all going to come up, children's rights and blood cards. How are they gonna take that in court? So here's some of the questions. Question number 45 about Jehovah's Witnesses. They're questioning them on criminal acts among the members. Let me see it. Just get that down there. These are all the online documents that's available for everyone to look at. And here's question number 44. What dialogue? It's just talking about this dialogue that's opening up. So this is all real, folks. This is not fake news. This is what's going on in Denmark behind the scenes. I went to Jehovah's Witnesses website. It's all fluff. It doesn't talk about any of these things happening. So if you're a Jehovah's Witness, or even if you're in or out PIMO, you might not know what's happening right there in Denmark. If you're living in Denmark, this whole thing is gonna blow up like Norway. So thanks again, folks. Remember, keep living your life with love, and subscribe, share, help us push these videos ahead, one video at a time. That's how we're going to do this with Watchtower, exposing everything that's happening behind the scenes. So thanks again, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.